खुद ही बताएंगे कि हाँ दिस वाज द प्रॉब्लम, मुझे शायद फर्स्ट ईयर में ऐसी एक प्रॉब्लम आई थी, आई आल्सो थॉट ऑफ बिल्डिंग लाइक दिस, बट मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम्स आई उसमें, मैंने ये इतना किया, ये कर पाया, इसके आगे नहीं हुआ। और कोई कहेगा कि हाँ आई हैड फेस सिमिलर प्रॉब्लम्स, इफ आई हैड सर्टेन सर्विस और सर्टेन टूल, मुझे बहुत मजा आता।
हेलो गाइस, क्या हाल चाल है आप सबके। आई एम रोहन गोयल एंड वेलकम टू माय चैनल इन्फो ग्रोज। तो आज हमारे साथ है रक्षित भैया। ही हैज स्टार्टेड हिज स्टार्टअप कॉल्ड स्काईवेयर ऑटोमेशन इन हिज 4th ईयर ऑफ बीटेक।
आप अगर कोई भी स्टार्टअप, कोई भी बिजनेस, कोई भी यूनिकॉर्न उठा के देखोगे पीछे, you'll see one thing in common. They are trying to make these boring activities and converting them into interesting activities, right? Yeah. So that's interesting. That's how you see, okay, I should be able to make some processes quite efficient for a certain category of people. Okay, that's how you find ideas. That should be the main goal, to talk to people, to meet your customers and then identify कि उनके pain points क्या है. I'll tell you one more process of finding what is a good idea or what is not a good idea. Okay, it's always said in the Silicon Valley. So there are 3 things: vitamins, antibiotics, and painkillers. Okay.
Yeah.
Vitamins is something आप अगर नहीं भी लेते हो, you're still healthy enough and you are doing good. Painkillers you generally take, which is needed, but even there is chance of skipping a painkiller, you can still survive. Yeah. Right? But antibiotic, you cannot survive without that. Okay? Yeah. That's an extreme case. आप उसके बिना नहीं रह सकते. You need to have the antibiotic. So that's the story behind creating good products. Okay, WhatsApp, a great product in today's world, is an antibiotic. If I just turn off my mobile phone, या मैंने सिर्फ WhatsApp भी uninstall कर दिया for around 3 hours, I might not be able to live without. My mind is there diverted towards it. Okay, so 3 years, 5 years, 3 hours, 5 hours, उससे ज़्यादा I cannot survive not living without WhatsApp unless it's your midnight and you have to sleep. ठीक है, तो that is one way to identify, is it something which people actually need? क्या वो बिना इसके भी रह सकते हैं? अगर रह सकते हैं तो there is a lack of something in the concept. There could be some more problems that can be clubbed together and you can come up with a good idea to build upon. Okay. So these are some techniques. Ultimately what I want to say is it's important to understand कि actual में customer को चाहिए क्या. आप technology as a tool use कर रहे हो, but आप technology as end product नहीं दे रहे हो. ठीक है, so उस tool को efficiently use करने के लिए you need to club the problem statements, you need to club the pain points of your customer, and that's how you come up with better products. उसमें फिर now you don't have to struggle with, once you have developed the product, now you don't have to struggle with finding the right customers or finding people to use that particular thing, because you know कि this is what they require. And especially in software products, I usually recommend people कि खुद से मत assume कर लो कि शायद लोगों को ये चाहिए होगा. ठीक है, go talk to them, and हर चीज का solution is not an app or a web platform. There could be certain better ways also to solve that particular problem. Yeah. First, identify the problem, then try to solve it with the minimum possible resources. फिर समझो कि अच्छा, this is actually the requirement. I should now go deeper onto it, build something more viable, technically great for my customers to work on. And that's how you iterate it, to do cycles onto it. Okay, and then you come up with better products.
As in today's era, there is also LinkedIn and Twitter, so we can also take the opinion of customer on that how right. Much our idea is great. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. तो अब जैसे एक स्टूडेंट है, उसके माइंड में उसने अच्छा आइडिया तो सोच लिया, तो अब उसे मतलब उसका प्रोसीजर क्या रहेगा आगे, उसे क्या क्या चीजें करनी होंगी?
Okay, so इसके लिए कुछ टेक्निक्स भी डेवलप्ड हैं. इफ यू स्टडी अबाउट डिजाइन थिंकिंग तो आपको पता चलेगा कि क्या एग्जैक्ट प्रोसेस रहता है. इफ यू आर बिल्डिंग अ हार्डवेयर प्रोडक्ट, so there is a term called technology readiness level, TRL, that was developed by NASA. That's more for your hardware products. ठीक है. There are some certain tools, we'll talk about it थोड़ा बाद में, but first I'll just give a gist of how the process goes. So सबसे पहले आपको लगा कि there is an idea potential कि I can work on. So first of all, don't discourage yourself. No idea is bad and no idea is very good either. Be neutral. ठीक है. First of all, what you have to do is have first do the brainstorming by yourself and then get people around you. अपने दोस्तों को ले आओ साथ में या get someone, उनके साथ बैठ के थोड़ी brainstorming करो उस चीज के ऊपर. When you actually brainstorm, आपको पता चलता है कि this is not the only problem that should be solved. There could be certain other things. क्या हम ये भी include कर सकते हैं? Can we go for this particular industry? Can we go for this particular customer segment? क्या हम ये technology use करें? This is booming. So do that certain level of research and brainstorming, especially brainstorming. आपको diversify करना है, getting newer ideas, getting more ideas. और ideas कैसे आते हैं? With more information, studying about more innovations, more inventions. वहां से आपको idea आते हैं. You open up your mind. अच्छा ये भी तो किया जा सकता है, ये भी किया जा सकता है. Now you've got a good set of ideas. एक अच्छा खासा diversification हो चुका है. The second step that you have to do is now to conclude those things or converge yourself, focus yourself towards some particular thing. Now you said कि idea तो अब सोच लिया, तो even idea भी सोच लिया, idea भी अच्छा है, तो now you have to do a certain research. Talk to your end consumers. आपने suppose कोई service create करनी है, आपने अपने campus के लिए एक platform create करना है where all the news and everything related to societies, events, be it networking with the alumni or आपस में first, second, third, fourth year के students को network करना है. You want to build a platform like that. ठीक है. So who's your end consumer? It could be any of your college student, it could be any of your alumni. Talk to them कि ऐसा अगर कुछ होगा तो would you be interested to use it? And the more questions that you need to ask about is, if they would be interested, can they actually pay you for that? Because remember I discussed कि if it is an antibiotic what you're developing, people can actually spend their time and money onto it. They want to do that. ठीक है. और यहीं से आपको पता चलता है if you can find their paying capability, not just in terms of money but also in terms of time. Would they love to spend their time onto such a thing? ठीक है. So talk to them about it. वो खुद ही बताएंगे कि हाँ this was the problem. मुझे शायद first year में ऐसी एक problem आई थी. I also thought of building like this, but मुझे ये problems आई उसमें. मैंने ये इतना किया, ये कर पाया, इसके आगे नहीं हुआ. और कोई कहेगा कि हाँ I had faced similar problems. If I had certain service or certain tool, मुझे बहुत मजा आता. So you will get a lot of perspective. Talk to at least 50, 100 of these people and उसको फिर आप समराइज करो, समझो कि yes you're going in the right direction. Number 2, research that you have to do. First market research, second हुआ आपका tech viability. आप उसकी भी research करते हो. You don't directly go on to building the product. You do कि आप कौन सी बेहतर टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करके ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सकते हो. एंड रिमेंबर द टूल, you should be able to use the minimum resources initially. ठीक है. And execute it a bit faster. We lack in this thing. हम थोड़ा time just सोचने में लगा देते हैं, concept को और strong करने में लगा देते हैं, and we don't end up executing a lot of things. So first agenda should be, जब आपको पता है यही build करना है, get minimum resources into it, best possible technology जो आपको लगता है you have the skill set, try to solve that problem. Okay. There is a very famous Pareto rule called as 80-20 rule. It says कि your initial 80% results come from your 20% of the effort, right? And your next 20% results will come from your 80% of the effort. So now the smarter way to do is just spend your 20% effort onto a certain thing and get the 80% result. That's more important. ऑप्टिमाइजेशन बाद में होती रहेगी. सो देयर यू बिल्ड द टेक्नोलॉजी, आप उस पर थोड़ा काम करते हो, गिव इट टू पीपल टू यूज इट, टू एक्सपेरिमेंट विद दैट. आपको कुछ फीडबैक मिलेगा, यू विल गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इसको लोग कैसे यूज करना चाह रहे हैं, वेयर they think the product should take a newer direction or should have newer branches. You will get those perspectives. Okay, then again you analyze these things. पहले तो आपने एक प्रोटोटाइप बना के उसको टेस्ट कराना शुरू किया, that's also called as alpha testing in softwares. And a prototype testing in hardwares. फिर आप next version पे जाते हो, आप कुछ changes करते हो, फिर आप करवाते हो beta testing. That's again for softwares. In the hardware product side, you do the pilot testing. ठीक है, वो हुआ, आपको और better results, आपको और feedback मिलेगा कि नहीं इसको इस तरीके से करो, इसमें ये problems हैं, I'm facing these things. If I tell you out of our experiences, so the product that we are building for our college library, उसमें जब हमने एक first version of automating the entry and exit, जब उसको कर दिया था, after some time what we realized was कि even books could be issued with the same system. You can drop down your time from around 2 minutes of issuing a book to just 2 seconds of issuing that book. You see that amount of time being dropped.
Yes.
Simultaneously we understood कि can we also analyze कि ऐसा library में किस डिपार्टमेंट के स्टूडेंट्स और किस ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स ज्यादा आ रहे हैं इन अ पर्टिकुलर डे. वी आर गेटिंग ऑल दैट डेटा पॉइंट्स, so can we just do certain things onto that? So that's what you figure out in the process. फिर वो आइडिया से कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होता चला जाता है, right?
Yeah.
So these feedbacks are really important. Now coming to those specific tools, number one is your design thinking tool. It says सबसे पहले आप empathize karo. Empathize means talking to your consumers, your customers, and gathering a lot of ideas, brainstorming, talking to people. Then you define a certain thing, define or ideate onto a certain thing. You become very focused onto that, and you create a prototype out of it. Prototype create karke. Prototype is not a product, and neither it is just your idea. It's something कि आप ये prove करते हो कि अच्छा we can actually achieve this thing with 20% effort and get this 80% of the output. Okay, so after that prototype you then move towards taking the feedback, iterations, and then ultimately you launch it. That's what design thinking says. Number two, where I was talking about technology readiness level, it has 9 levels starting from TRL level 1, 2, 3 to 9. So 1, 2 and 3 are majorly in your ideation stage. One is just आपके mind में एक idea है. 2 is you get it onto paper. If you build a paper wireframes or design something. 3 is if you can improve those certain designs. So 1, 2, 3 is all on your paper and थोड़ा rough idea. That's more of a dirty prototype that you're trying to develop. Your 4 to 6 is your actual prototype कि आपको अगर app create करनी है तो आपने एक ऐप क्रिएट करी, आपने यूज करवाई कस्टमर्स को, जस्ट अ प्रोटोटाइप. हार्डवेयर है तो यू गॉट मॉड्यूल्स फॉर बिल्डिंग योर आईओटी डिवाइसेस. ठीक है, नॉट गोइंग इनटू वेरी स्पेसिफिक सेंसर्स और नॉट गोइंग इनटू वेरी स्पेसिफिक एफिशिएंट मॉड्यूल्स, एफिशिएंट कंट्रोलर्स. ठीक है, जस्ट मॉड्यूल्स उठाए, इंटीग्रेट किया, गॉट दैट टुगेदर, उसको 3D डिजाइन देके और आपने एक बॉक्स प्रिपेयर कर दिया. Then your 7, 8
Yes,
and 9 level are your pilot. Pilot means it's more like a beta testing in software. So pilot actually means having it used by your customers and improving the pilot from the feedback till your TRL level 9. Your hardware product becomes really efficient now to be launched in the market. So because there are a lot of rigorous testing procedures and certifications that you need to go through before launching any hardware product. So that's where you cover all these things in your TRL level 7, 8 and 9. So these are the particular concepts about it, right?
So भैया, can you suggest any book to student? मतलब अगर वो सोच रहे हैं स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करने के लिए, तो उन्हें रिसोर्सेज कैसे मिले, उन्हें इनके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन कैसे मिलेगी?
ओके, बुक्स की बात करें तो one of the best books I've found related to product design and software products is Hooked: How to Build Habit Forming Products by Neil Earl. So he has been mentoring and has been advisor with a lot of 500 plus startups in Silicon Valley. So he holds a great experience on these things. My personal favorite has been The Code of Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakiani, that talks about how to eliminate these challenges and how to think beyond your, how to break your beliefs, how to have newer beliefs for you and execute the things faster. What's that certain element which we think ki extraordinary people have with them, but it ultimately teaches you ki anyone can be extraordinary. You are not born extraordinary. You can be. You just have to come into that mindset, come into that zone. Okay, these particular set of beliefs are not right for me. I should change it. I should like have a different mindset, different approach towards the challenges and that stuff. I really love the book. Then Lean Startup is a great book. उसमें आपको processes पता चलते हैं how to solve the problems in the easiest and the shortest way possible. Initially you require those things because it helps you to take a straight path rather than going through a long curve and then ultimately landing to the same point.
Yes.
That's the problem. That's the challenge we face at the early stage, at the 0 to 1 stage. And again, 0 to 1, that's a well recommended book. If you are just starting up, that's a good book. You'll get a lot of insights on how great founders have started with their company. So from their experience, you get to learn a lot. But you'll see कि अगर आपको around 1 year हो चुका है in building a particular thing, so then you have covered a lot of those concepts that are there in 0 to 1. So yeah, बाकी YouTube पे whatever problem you face, search out on YouTube. A lot of people do upload these things. Listen to
आजकल तो अवेलेबल है
podcasts.
यूट्यूब पर.
Listen to podcasts. Podcasts are also now booming a lot. There are some famous entrepreneurs like Ankur Warikoo. They're sharing their knowledge. They're giving out their content, or reach out to advisors, reach out to experienced ones on LinkedIn. Text them, and trust me, they're very easy to text you back, or send them an email. Cold emailing is
Like
a
you.
technique, a great technique. You connect with these people. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So thank you, भैया.